let's talk turkey. Next up is Wondrous Wasp Death Shadow. Which is one we kind of had going from the start during preview season as soon as we saw Wasp, but we just haven't gotten to it until today. So we're a Dimir Shadow build, but the main thing we're playing here is the Wondrous Wasp. So this is a 2-mana 2/1 human hero legendary creature, flash and flying, and when it enters, it taps up to one target creature, and that creature loses all abilities for as long as the Wondrous Wasp remains on the battlefield. So a 2/1 flash flyer is pretty good. You know, it's an ambush viper with some evasion, but the ability to not only tap down a blocker or stop an attacker with tap ability when it enters is really sweet, but even better is the fact that it causes whatever it taps to lose all abilities. Means we can turn off, you know, Core Spirit Dancer, we can turn off Psychic Frog, we can turn off Shield Druid, whatever, but more importantly is we can target our own Death Shadow, kind of like the Abigail interaction from Strixhaven, or also very similar to like a single target dress down, which means that our Shadow just becomes a 13/13 as long as Wasp is on the field. So it's kind of like a combat trick with Shadow, but also a cool thing to flash in end of turn because these two together can swing for 15. Along with that, of course, we're playing Dimir, so we have to play Psychic Frog, and that's kind of our full creature suite. Everything else is just going to be card draw and interaction. So we do have some staples here. We're playing 4 Thoughtseize, playing 4 Counterspell, and we're playing 4 Flow State. But then, I'm sorry, and 4 Fatal Push. Flow State is a little... We'll see how easily we can turn it on. Obviously, like, we're mainly instants, but I think, like, between Ponder and other flow states will be okay. I hope. That's the hope, chat. We'll see. But I think it's just good card selection in general, on with Thoughtseize and stuff too. But then I have a split here on Ponder and Consider. Same idea. As we play through some games, we might find out we want to do different things, but Consider kind of helps us fuel our Cling to Dust. Can kind of help us put some stuff in the yard for Luris. We might want to play like a single Treasure Cruise or something here, but I'm not sold on that yet either. So we'll just have to sort of wait and see. But again, this is just our rough drafts. But a little split there lets us play instant speed. We're also playing a couple Stubborn Denial. We can like discard cards to crank Frog up to 4 power. Death Shadow gets big pretty quickly. So this basically just becomes a 1-mana counter. Single Tameo, and then along with Fatal Push, our other removal is just a couple Edict, a Snuff Out, and a Bitter Triumph. And then, of course, we're playing a couple Force Negations here, too. The main thing is, like, I know this is a lot of 1-ofs, 2-ofs. I just want to really see what feels the best and what kind of, you know, interaction we want to play. We could go, like, for a bigger discard suite. We could add more Tameos. We could go for more removal up on forces. I'm just kind of trying to feel that out at the moment. But this is the main sort of interaction we're testing with here, along with Wondrous Wasp as a general tempo creature. Mana base wise, kind of going simple. We used to play a lot of MDFCs like Agadeem's Awakening and stuff in order to help drop our mana, our life total a lot. But in this case, like, we're still playing Thoughtseize. We're playing Bitter Triumph. We have Snuff Out. Vista cracks for 1. We're still playing Sink in the Stupor also to help power our Force Negations. But I want to test out just playing a full 4 Multiversal Passage as like pseudo Shocklands, even though they're just single color, but they still take us down 2 life, but not the full 3 from like an MDFC, so we can try and have a little extra control over our life total as we go. But outside of that, sideboard is relatively simple. Some Spell Snares, Surgicals, plus Soul Guide Lantern for Graveyard and combo hate. Another single Dress Down, a couple Damping Spheres against combo as well. We're going to test out a couple Harbingers. I know we're only playing 3 Vista, but if we Harbinger early, we can function pretty well just off like our blue cards for the most part, and hopefully we can just like dig for a black source if we need to, but I feel pretty confident we're okay playing Harbinger. Extra Mysticals, a Toxic Deluge, and then I want to test out a Day of Black Sun. I know it's worse than Toxic Deluge or maybe Damnation, but I think the ability to turn off stuff against Yawgmoth and whatnot is going to be helpful, even though it has kind of a niche timing application because we got to make sure they don't have a sack outlet. But that's the main idea, and let's try it out. Okay, I actually hit record this time. This hand seems pretty good to me. Give it a shot. Opponent plays turn 1. Noble Hierarch. We're going to push it off cliff. It plays a Fanatic Erroneous. We're going to play Frog. This could be Trudge. Or it could just be regular old, whatchamacallit? Kiora Behemoth Beckoner. You got it. And Noble Hierarch. Okay. So, what do I want to do here? We have a counter spell. No, let's swing at him. Death Shadow's nice. Do I just want to hold on to this counterspell? I think so. If he plays a 4-drop to turn on Fanatic, he plays second Fanatic. Alright, in that case, we're going to make him sack the Walker. Snuff Out's pretty good. It's just going to let us draw a card, which is interesting. I'm gonna shoot that. We'll hold on to a Snuff Out, plus a counterspell backup. We don't need to fire off a flow state quite yet. Opponent concedes. Interesting. Still not super sure. Is Harbinger worth it? Probably not. I don't mind Day of Black Sun here. If he's just mono green, it might be worth it to play the Surgicals, but I think I do want to bring an extra dress down. Let's keep it needed. Let's drop a Wasp. Let's do something like that. Bomb. All right. Game 2 here. I don't hate this hand. A little interesting without a threat. We are going to shock this in, just to maybe psych our opponent out. I don't know. Ugin's Labyrinth. Ah, they are fight rating, chat. Okay, that makes sense. Probably want blue. Ah, he's okay. So he's on the Devotion version, which I think is fine for us. Let's crack this and go get a black source. Trailblazer. I'll let that resolve. Green Sun for 1. I think we counter that. Chance he has a second one in hand. He has a second fight regain, which gets him pretty close to powering up this Trailblazer. We do find the Fatal Push. We're just gonna start presenting a clock, I think. Plus we have a Stubborn Denial. Okay, so he's dead next turn. If we're not. It'd be funny if he Green Sun for something. We do find a Wondrous Wasp. Do I have to go in full control for this? Nice. Wow. 2-0 the Drudge deck. This is an interesting hand. We have a Tameo into a Frog. But I think we're gonna go Thoughtseize first and probably see double Birthing Ritual. That's disgusting. Do I take one and counter the other? I think so. That might be a mistake. But Ritual is too good to pass up. No. Second Frog is great. Okay. Alright, so opponent has combo in hands, which is disgusting, chat. Looking for a push or something. Wondrous Wasp was a very good top deck for us. We'll see if he has something to help out. At the moment, we're just kind of chilling. Oh, does opponent? No, I don't think they do know what's going on. Which is fine by me. I almost think we have to just hold on to a Wasp. I'll get rid of Tam. Interesting. We'll see how well Wasp holds down the fort, but okay. Second Wasp. Guys, Wondrous Wasp kind of cracked. Stubborn Nile's pretty good. Find second Cauldron familiar. I guess he's just gonna try and race now, right? Correct. We're at 5. Plays second Gamgee. Is it worth me blocking here? No. Well, either way, I'm taking 2, right? And he can start gaining life. We need a piece of removal here, chat. We're in an awkward spot. Wondrous Wasp seems sick, though. I'm quite impressed so far. Let's ponder. Fatal Push would be nice. Death Shadow is also quite good. But also quite awkward, huh? Does he have another something? No. So, can we fly the frogs? We're gonna fly both the frogs, I think. We're dead to like pretty much anything else. So I think this is our best option. We at least need to draw 2. I don't know what we could find off the top, but this is an interesting matchup, huh? Find counterspell and a land. Yeah, he's got us, chat. Okay, wow, this matchup's fun. I like this, chat. We have a lot of options here. Which is crazy. I don't think Edict's very good. Tameo doesn't feel great here. Stubborn Deny also doesn't feel that good. Thoughtseize seems fine. Wasp is good. Snuff Out doesn't hit as many things as I want it to. Even Shadow might not be as great as I want. Oh, sorry. We'll run it back like that. See how we do. And then... Jesus. Okay. Alright, we can deal with this. Hopefully Harbinger does enough for us to... Bolt the bird! Bolt the bird! Bolt the bird! Chat, bolt the bird. Cling to Dust is a sick pickup. I'm just gonna take Fraud here. Well, hopefully this Harbinger does enough. Fuck me. Fuck a duck. Chat, he had the peddler. They always have the peddler. Opponent fragments our reality and spins us into a Death Shadow. Oof. You'll peddle me? You know what? Thank you. Demtoes. I appreciate that. Force of Negation. Alright, let's eat a fragment first. Finds us a spell snare. Pretty good. Don't think it's gonna be enough though. We have too many things to fight through here. Birthing Ritual is tough. Juggernaut Peddler was a very good turn 2. I'll snare his other one. We found a counter spell. I'm gonna hard cast the old Juggernaut. Grist is pretty good. Yeah, he's just got a better hand than us. He's just got better cards than us, chat. How am I gonna make a popper format in Arena? How often do they do artisan events? Not very often, right? Sure, I'll take a Thoughtseize. It's not exactly what I want, but like once a month? Oh. Ritual Samwise Jet Collector. Gross. I mean, Counterspell was nice there. I don't know if we're going to be able to beat a Grist just packing upwards. Ah, Young Wolf. So he's also playing Yogg. Okay, well, we're finding some decent draws, but... Ew, I'm going to have to get double lands, right? Jesus. That was 3 lands off the top, chat. Disgusting. Voice of Victory. Yeah, he's got us. We got nothing. We got nothing. This is match 3, and we got 2 hands with no lands into a hand with 1 land. This is going great. Chat, we're doing really well. We're doing really well here. Give me... Okay, I'll take all those. Thank you. Red source. Into a... Goblin Blast Runner. This dude's freaking blasting. Let's see what he's doing. We're gonna consider. Might regret it, but at least turns on our flow state. We probably could have held on to the Wasp or something. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's kill his Blast Runner. That turns into what? 3/2 if he has a creature something sacrifices. At least that way we get to flow state next turn. He's playing Cacophony Stamp into a Trap Finder. Chat, I'm not really sure what our opponent's playing. But we're gonna find out. Is it just some weird Goblins build? Yeah. But also with Unlucky Witness. What's his sack outlet, you think? Bombardment? Probably. I'm gonna bet Bombardment. Let's kill this while we can. You can flow state me any day? What you know about my flow state, dog? Second Trap Finder. I assume he'll swing for 1. Alright, a Death Shadow would be sick. A Counterspell is fine too, I guess. We're not really winning a race. And so far, he does not have his sack outlet. I'm gonna assume he's playing Stirk Prospector plus everything else. Goblin Bombardment, Stirk Prospector is my bet. Okay, there's a Prospector. So he can find himself 3 cards here if he wants. I don't know if he knows the Wasp turns off abilities. But he can at least hit me for 2. I go to 7. I think I'm just going to discard both of these. Let's floop the frog. Chat, we're flooping the frog. We'll swing 5. A shadow off the top would be impeccable. Give me no whammies. A flow state is also impeccable. Give me a land and something else. Okay. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'll take that. Okay. I'll play a shadow. Now, we are possibly still dead to quite a bit. He might Prospector this turn and then hit, like, Lords or Muxus. He also might just swing at us. We'll block the other Prospector for now. We find a Multiversal Passage. Let's floop the frog again. Sorcery and lands. Instant. Chat, we're getting aggressive. We'll see if I get punished. Wow. Opponent does not sack either of those. Interesting. I'm going to gain 3 here. Which I know is a little awkward with Shadow, but I think we're fine. Okay. We eat up game 1. I have no idea. Unlucky witness till... Isn't this till end of your next end step? Yeah. Why wouldn't he sack in response and fill his hand with... Get 3 cards off of that? Those silly, silly goobers. Either way, he's just on some weird sacrifice goblin build, I guess. These forces aren't doing anything. These stubborns aren't doing anything. What else can I bring in that's relevant? Spell snare. Is he playing? We didn't see a cavern. Might be an argument for like a surgical, but I'm just gonna run it back like that. Yeah, get punished, Swagatron. You hate me. Guys, the other day Swagatron told me to eat shit and die. I was like, what the fuck? I don't really want to keep a 1-lander and then whiff on my consider. And I don't want to keep a 0-lander either. Okay. Alright, chat. Fuck my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no beating. Beating. We'll shock ourselves. That's not what I wanted, but whatever. This is slander and libel. Guys, it's the end of the month. Isn't that crazy? Horde Master. Your mom's a Horde Master. Got him! Yeah, this is a weird list. Sack goblins. Trap Finder off the top. Okay, Cling to Dice is a nice pick. Cling to Dust is a nice pickup. Well, I don't know. I don't like you. I love it. I'm gonna tap down the Trap Finder. He'll swing with the Witness, and then I think we'll just cling. Okay, that's a good top deck. Let's kill the Horde Master. Resolves. He finds, oh, whatever. We're gonna pay 2. We're gonna swing for 2. Last of game month. How we feeling? Great. Never better. Counterspell that Gobbo. Does he have another 1-drop? Probably. If he has a Prospector. Okay, it's a Trap Finder. Very confused how this deck wins. Do I want to hold the Wasp back and kill a runner? Possibly. Palashik Mons. Alright. So he has another sack outlet jet. Is this just goblins? So it doesn't really work with Unlucky Witness. Let's see if we can find... Well, we're in an awkward spot. We're going to take a lot of damage. But I think I need to draw a card. Because if I don't... We need to find, like... Not a frog. Not an edict, either. Little Akko. Okay. I think I'd rather block here, at least. He's gonna pay 4 to sack. And make 2 Gobbos. And ping me for 1. Not going great here, chat. Toxic Deluge off the top still almost gets us dead. He plays another creature. Watery Grave. I mean, there's a chance. Let's fly the frog. just find another frog. The one time I don't want a frog. Chat, do you think I can get a turtle? Would you guys like if I got a turtle? And named him Tony Tortuga. Or a tortoise. Alright, let's try again. Thoughtsy. Okay, this hand's great, right? At least compared to what we were doing before. Do a little seize the day, as they say. Ooh. Let's take his one thing. Now, in this case, I might actually use the Wasp. No, you know what? Let's just kill the Witness. He just exiles stuff. He finds a Prospector. But then we could at least Deluge. And then Bitter Triumph the following turn if he goes this plus Scamp. Which he does. Okay, that's good for us. We could also just counterspell the Huntmaster and not have to worry about it. And just let him play something else. Maybe we'll do that. Or, I mean, obviously we have Wasp too. But, okay. Yeah, we made the right decision, chat. Sick. He's gonna swing at us for 2, and then we're gonna take 3 off of the Scamp triggers, so we'll go down to 10. Or, I'm sorry, no. Yeah. Cool. Don't want to get too low here. Oh, I'm sorry. Their toughness or power is 0. Oh my gosh, chat. We're incredible. We'll do another blue source here and pass. Goblin Blast Runner into a hunt. Oh my god, he's got it all, chat. He's got it all. We'll pay 3. Let's see what he finds. Hopefully it lands. Goblin Arsonist. Shout out to my opponent playing Goblin Arsonist. I'll allow it. I'll counter that one. Chat, why is the tiny deck playing 1-drop goblins so annoying to beat? Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. We could Wasp. Tap down an Arsonist and let him swing with the runner. And then trade the runner out. And then we have Luris to at least chill us for a second. Actually, continually turning off his creatures is pretty good. Nice. So now we get to Wasp, tap his Trap Finder, start swinging. Dude, this guy's drawing gas. But this little loop here is really cool. I'd like to draw literally any draw spell. Second Wasp. Okay. Opponent finally found just a land. We're just gonna loop Wasps. Incredible. Incredible, chat. He's gonna sack an Arsonist to find a... what? Oh, he's gonna hope he finds something to kill the Luris. Interesting. Watch him find like a... okay. That's good for us, chat. Pretty good. Let's Wasp, and then I'm gonna make him sack something so that we turn off the Horde Master ability. Chat, this is stupid. I'm having fun. Obviously, like, hey! This hand seems pretty good. It's got some kind of interesting stuff here. I think we'll lead on a Vista in case we have to snuff out on one. Sun-Baked Canyon. Strike it rich. In that case, I'm gonna cry. Is it better for me to Thoughtseize or to actually do whatever? Okay, so he only has one ritual? No, he has... yeah. That's a pretty good hand, chat. It'd be nice if he went for Rail here. Nah, he went for the Medallion. Fuck me. Okay, but choose it. Is he gonna wait a turn? No, of course he's not. What's his plan? Hex Magic? Yeah. I haven't seen anyone play Hex Magic yet, but I've heard it's been quite strong. Interesting. Chat, we're just gonna hold on to a counterspell, I guess. It'd be funny if he played Rail. Kind of. He gets 3 more mana. Pass in Flames and then does nothing. Chat, I don't think my opponent knows what they're doing. I don't think my opponent is a gamer. My opponent is not good at playing games. He got some good stuff there. Force plus a Ponder seems good. Oh my god, incredible. I need to counter what? Oh, we are picking this guy apart. And I'm gonna get punished for it. He can't even hex magic. Okay. My opponent is not a gamer, chat. My opponent is not a gamer. Oh my gosh. Opponent, what are you doing? What are you doing? That was a tough one for them, huh? That was a very tough one for them. I feel bad. We're gonna go a little lighter on removal and see how that does. I assume they're just gonna Orum's chant us. But boy, does it feel good to just pick apart the Ruby Storm player in game 1. Also, I don't think this person knows what their cards do either. No offense to our opponent, but they just played things and messed up a lot. This hand's interesting. I don't think having guide is enough to be worth it, but we're gonna play it on 1. Okay, he plays a rail. That's fine. We don't mind rail. I think I want to consider the font. Ooh, okay. We needed that 1 turn ago. All right, let's see what our opponent does. Starts with a Manamorphose. Good choice, good choice. Then he's going to cast he's gonna cast it's gonna be a land, and then a Pyretic Ritual. Okay, good start, good start. Chat, our opponent's doing really well. Oh, he's a little Stormscale Scion guy. Okay, okay. I like that. In that case, let's draw a card. I'm gonna eat his Pyretic Ritual. Counterspell's nice. This Damping Sphere was much too late. We drew it 1 turn too late. We drew it 1 turn too late. Is that, no, Dress Down's not gonna do anything. I think our forces are fine. I don't even know if we want Wondrous Wasp. Yeah, it's always Ruby Storm. He's just paying us back for game 1. But he is a new, you can tell they're like a new Ruby Storm player. We're gonna try this hand. And hope it's good enough. So, I mean, there's also a chance we get chanted. Why is he Ruby and not whatever? Hexing Squelcher. Shout out to my opponent playing Hexing Squelcher. I just want to draw. Yeah, I just want to draw. Okay, Frog's a good pickup. Let's see if he has a fragment. Okay. Yeah, I'll pay the 2. I'll pay the 2. Am I just playing a frog? Yeah, I'm just playing a frog. All right, we have force backup here, but that's not great. finds a glimpse. I hope he just casts the glimpse. We just shut him down for a turn. Not the most impressive thing, but... What you got here, buddy boy? Rail, Jessica's Will, Impulse. I mean, these are all pretty good. And I'm about to dump a second card out of my hand. I'm going to take his Impulse here. And we're going to play our Death Shadow. Might have been better to Will, but in at least this case, he only gets 1 mana or top 3. But it's going to cost him 3 mana to do whatever. He plays second Medallion. And tap land. And then into Rail. Okay. We have an Edict, so I feel good there. And we find a flow state. So let's Edict our opponent. He's going to try and flip in response. But our opponent's dumb. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Dude, that was a new Ruby Storm player. He does not know what... This hand seems pretty good. It's got some kind of interesting stuff here. I think we'll lead on a Vista in case we have to snuff out on one. Sunbaked Canyon. Strike it rich. In that case, I'm gonna cry. Is it better for me to Thoughtseize or to actually do whatever? Okay, so he only has 1 ritual? No, he has... yeah. That's a pretty good hand, chat. It'd be nice if he went for Rail here. Nah, he went for the Medallion. Fuck me. Okay, but choose it... Is he gonna wait a turn? No, of course he's not. What's his plan? Hex Magic? Yeah. I haven't seen anyone play Hex Magic yet, but I've heard it's been quite strong. Interesting. Chat, we're just gonna hold on to a counterspell, I guess. It'd be funny if he played Rail. Kind of. He gets 3 more mana. Pass in Flames and then does nothing. Chat, I don't think my opponent knows what they're doing. I don't think my opponent is a gamer. My opponent is not good at playing games. He got some good stuff there. Force plus a Ponder seems good. Oh my god, incredible. I need to counter what? Oh, we are picking this guy apart. And I'm gonna get punished for it. He can't even hex magic. Okay. My opponent is not a gamer, chat. My opponent is not a gamer. Oh my gosh. Opponent, what are you doing? What are you doing? That was a tough one for them, huh? That was a very tough one for them. I feel bad. We're gonna go a little lighter on removal and see how that does. I assume they're just gonna Orum's chant us. But boy, does it feel good to just pick apart the Ruby Storm player in game 1. Also, I don't think this person knows what their cards do either. No offense to our opponent, but they just played things and messed up a lot. This hand's interesting. I don't think having guide is enough to be worth it, but we're gonna play it on 1. Okay, he plays a rail. That's fine. We don't mind rail. I think I want to consider the file. Ooh, okay. We needed that 1 turn ago. All right, let's see what opponent does. Starts with a Manamorphose. Good choice, good choice. Then he's going to cast he's gonna cast it's gonna be a land, and then a Pyretic Ritual. Okay, good start, good start. Chat, our opponent's doing really well. Oh, he's a little Stormscale Scion guy. Okay, okay. I like that. In that case, let's draw a card. I'm gonna eat his Pyretic Ritual. Counterspell's nice. This Damping Sphere was much too late. We drew it 1 turn too late. We drew it 1 turn too late. Is that, no, Dress Down's not gonna do anything. I think our forces are fine. I don't even know if we want Wondrous Wasp. Yeah, it's always Ruby Storm. He's just paying us back for game 1. But he is a new, you can tell they're like a new Ruby Storm player. We're gonna try this hand and hope it's good enough. So, I mean, there's also a chance we get chanted. Why is he Ruby and not whatever? Hexing Squelcher. Shout out to my opponent playing Hexing Squelcher. I just want to draw. Yeah, I just want to draw. Okay, Frog's a good pickup. Let's see if he has a fragment. Okay. No. Yeah, I'll pay the 2. I'll pay the 2. Am I just playing a frog? Yeah, I'm just playing a frog. All right, we have force backup here, but that's not great. finds a glimpse. I hope he just casts the glimpse. We just shut him down for a turn. Not the most impressive thing, but... What you got here, buddy boy? Rail, Jessica's Will, Impulse. I mean, these are all pretty good. And I'm about to dump a second card out of my hand. I'm going to take his Impulse here. And we're going to play our Death Shadow. Might have been better to Will, but in at least this case, he only gets 1 mana or top 3. But it's going to cost him 3 mana to do whatever. He plays second Medallion. And a tap land. And into Rail. Okay. We have an Edict, so I feel good there. And we find a flow state. So let's Edict our opponent. He's going to try and flip in response. But our opponent's dumb. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Dude, that was a new Ruby Storm player. He does not know what... match 5. We'll give it a shot. Don't have a lot of interaction, but we do have a turn 1 Tam. Opponent has a Springs on 1. What does a Springs on 1 mean? Frog? Probably. Maybe not. Riddle me this, Batman. Why does my opponent only have blue mana? I think I'll just hold up a Stubborn. Plus a whatever. If I can get a free clue out of, draw out of it, I'll take it. Sick. Sick. I feel great here, chat. 4 mana. Thoughtseize. I got a handful of stuff, opponent. I got all sorts of goodies. I feel like we're probably not better than a traditional frog deck, yeah? Takes my flow state. Interesting. There's our frog. Ooh. He spell snares. Resolves. Does he have a counterspell? Does he want to fight over a 1/1 shadow? Probably not. I don't think he would. Bum, bum, boom, bum. Bum, bum, boom, bum. Doesn't fight over the shadow, but fights over the ponder. Chat, is this what happens when rank resets and we just face weird shit all the time? Sure seems like it. What is going on? I'm very confused on what's happening today. If he has a land, he might just go for a Riddler here. Maybe not. Okay. Just gonna play the Luris. See if he has something else. He does. Okay. I'd much rather him try and just hardcast a Riddler here or something. Okay. That felt pretty good. I think he's just generic frog. He had a rough time on mana early on there, which was good for us. We'll bring in our snare and our disputes. Is Harbinger good enough? I'm not sure. Stubborn Denial was not very good there. We'll see how well Edict does too. I want to drop a couple Thoughtseize on the draw. We're doing pretty good, chat. I didn't expect us to win that. I thought he was going to pull some stuff out of his butt. You know those frog players and butt stuff. Am I allowed to say that if I'm a frog player? Is that allowed? I don't know. I think I'm allowed to say that. It's fine. Everything's fine, chat. Yeah. Sure. All right, opponent, what are we doing? We don't know. Let me fire off a consider here. There's a pause, so we know he has a counterspell. Please counter my consider. Fuck. He didn't do it yet. I thought he would. I thought he was a real gamer. Thought he was a real gamer. Take another Fatal Push, thank you. It's also another good pickup. Am I gonna want to flash this Wasp in? I don't know. We can try. I'd rather him waste something on a Wasp. We can try and fight over the Wasp if he has a... He doesn't. Interesting. We find ourselves a frog. I assume counterspell? Hopefully we can snare. See if he has force. He does not. Alright, chat, we found a frog. He's gonna snap. Kill the thing. Why are all the frog players have no idea what they're doing? Cracks of Vista. For what? A swamp. You can Thoughtseize me, sir. Oh, he search rolls my frog. Do what you gotta do, my man. Do what you gotta do. Gotta search roll the frog. That's the secret, boys. That's how we win the game. So, chat, what's the difference between regular brawl and something brawl? Cling to dust. push that. We can flow state next turn. Oh, he finds his force negation. Good for him. Nice top deck. I don't know if it makes sense for him to cling now. He only has 1 mana open. Seems awkward. Wow, he found Mystical Dispute too. It worked out for him. Never punished, chat. Opponents never punished. We have our 2/2 Shadow. An opponent doesn't have enough to rebuy. Finds Snappy. I'm gonna snipe this Snapcaster. A Wasp would be good here. There's a lot that would be nice here. We'll find out. Counterspell is good. I'm gonna hold on to the Verge. Does he have a spell snare or his own counterspell? His own counterspell, but he doesn't have enough to outdo me at the moment. But there's a chance he gets there. Finds the Fatal Push. Into the second Frog. The top decks of this man are insane. Chat, we got double frogged. Oof. We gotta go to game 3. And the Tameo. Alright, we're not coming back from double frog. What a series. What a series of pickups. Why can't I view the battlefield, chat? Okay. That's fine. I wonder if it's better to just keep Luris here to be grindier rather than the Harbingers. I wanted to see what kind of basics he had, but I didn't look, so it's fine. Jesus. Chat, it's always at the end, huh? It's always at the end when our deck decides to just fuck us. I hate my life. Oh. Ew, chat, we got shit on. We're gonna get disputed. And then we're gonna cry because we mauled the 4. No, chat. Why does it have to happen like this? Why, chat? Why does it have to be me? I would like my third land, though. Where's our opponent's threats? Okay, dispute's fine. Synced into super's also pretty good. Should I pay the full? No, I'd rather keep that, right? Yeah. Spell Snare was pretty good, chat. It's always the fraud players that get us. Doom, bum, bum. They don't watch the new season of Avatar? The live action one? I heard it's quite bad. He's gonna steal my frog. We were doing okay for him all to four for a second. Also, why did he do that on his turn? Okay, we're drawing a lot of cards. This is good. Opponent's not really doing anything. We're off to a great start, chat. Maybe they just have 4 lands in their hand. Oh, little Fotsies. What's going on in there? What you got going on? A little Snapcaster? Yeah, a little Snapperoo. Targeting what? Surgical? Eat my flow state? All right, so I thought season I stole a Snapcaster, at least one. And now I get to Thoughtseize and steal something else. Cling, Sink, something. Voltage going to dust. We're gonna hold on to the passage because we're at 8. And we don't really want to get shit on. Wondrous Wasp is a card that I enjoy. It's gonna probably eat a push. So that definitely feels like it needs Tameo. Baleful Strix. I would like to fatal push your Baleful Strix, sir. If you would be so kind. Tameo. Chat, why is Frog's top decks always better than my top decks? How does that work? Why are they better than me? Can someone tell me the secret? Jeez Louise, we don't draw. We're not drawing for shit. I feel like every time I face a frog mirror, my opponent's frog is just much better than ours. Is that because my frog deck is built wrong and much worse than theirs? Yes. But will I blame it on their luck of the draw anyways? Also, yes. Does he have a counter spell? Yes, he does. Oh yeah. All right, chat. We're dead. We're not coming back. On a Maul to 4, that was much better than I thought we'd be doing. But in terms of Wasp Shadow, again, this is our first draft. And we're just kind of seeing what's feeling good. The mana base actually felt fine. I didn't really miss any of the MDFCs. The 3-drop Bolt lands. But I think the main thing is we just got to tighten up some numbers. And we got to also try to figure out, like, what are we doing that's better than regular Frog? And that's Shadow, right? So we want to take advantage of getting a cheaper threat on the board faster. Not faster, but growing a little bit better. So in terms of, like, next time, I think we just want the normal package of, like, 4 Frog, 4 Tameo, 4 Shadow, 4 Wasp. Just because Tameo is so fucking good. How many lands am I playing? 17. And there was a couple of games where we just drew land after land. Flow State felt really good, as did Counterspell. I bet we could just kind of clean it up quite a bit. I don't know. We could probably keep a lot of this, but I kind of like playing at instant speed a little more. I'm not sold on Ponders, but you also need something to help fuel Flow State outside of Thoughtseize. So maybe we go up and play Inquisition 2, or we just pick all 4 Ponders over the Considers and go up to the full 4 Vista so that we can shuffle away things a little easier. But I mean, we also will have 4 Tameo, and hopefully Clues will help us draw. But overall, Wondrous Wasp felt awesome. This card was sweet. We got to kill someone with a Death Shadow. We got to loop it against that Goblins deck, where it performed incredibly. And not even just tapping it, like, it did a pretty good Merfolk Trickster impression, but the fact that it, whatever you tap down stays with the loss of ability until it leaves is sick. And that came in quite handy. But like I said, bad top decks for us on that last match against the other Frog player. But Goblins went really well. Mono Green Trudge went really well. Samwise combo was interesting. And then we kind of ate that Storm player up for breakfast, which was funny. But I think instead of testing all these sort of one-ups, I'll just round out some numbers. We'll probably revisit this again next week and give it another shot. But sideboard-wise, I think our sideboard was pretty good. We never got to cast Day of Black Sun, which is unfortunate. But everything else was coming in pretty handy. So that's it for now. Wondrous Wasp is pretty good, but I think we just got to change our shell for it a little bit and just lean into Frog is love, Frog is life for the next build. But thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.